But the Lord had already been, he's sometimes good. Like he prepares you without you knowing what it's for. And something had been stirring and something had been, So my daughter was turning 10 and it was messing with me. And I felt the Lord was like, I kept feeling like, do you want the next decade to look like the last decade? Like you have less time with her than you've had with her. How do you want to spend it? And we were spending most of our time and energy on other people, and our family was getting the leftovers. So we resigned. We used the vehicle of Optavia, which was amazing, became our ministry. We were able to replace both of our incomes in like 9 months. We moved to Arizona, and we started this whole new life. And it was really lonely. And I knew, because I had left mega churches before. The hamster wheel keeps churning, and you're just not in it anymore. Now, the first time I left, I was hurt and wounded. The second time I left with zero expectation, so I could just avoid the hurt and wound part, and just go, I've been in the hamster wheel. I don't have to expect them to think about me, reach out to me, whatever. It's on me to figure it out. And so we're at home. We're now working by ourselves at this house, and there's nobody to go to lunch with. Nobody's having meetings with me. I don't have any Wednesday night service to prep for, and I'm like, babe, don't you think we should have a business meeting? I mean, we're running this business, and shouldn't we? And he's like, no, just go do work. And I'm like, I need people to talk to. And he's like, you need friends, go find some. He's very empathetic. No, okay. But he's honest and helps me. But so the last women's conference I went to at our church, they talked about this idea of Team Brave and the importance of creating a circle. And all of us wait to be invited, and sometimes you have to stop and you have to do the inviting, and you have to be who you're looking for, right? And so I kind of like prayed through it, thought about it. I thought of like 7 women who were kind of in this health circle and loved Jesus, and like I felt like would be honest with me. And I said, hey, we were all going to this convention. I said, can you meet up at like 7 a.m. at the coffee shop? They didn't know each other. They were all like, okay, I felt like we were back in like 6th grade where I was like, will you be my friend? And so I had bought Team Brave shirts. Whatever. I sat down and they all were like, hi, because they didn't know each other, right? And it was awkward. And I just like vulnerably put myself out there. And I would say I am a classic oversharer, but my vulnerability connects me to people in a deep way. And so I just use it, And so I said to them, hey, this is a lonely season for me, and friendship is necessary, and I've identified something in each one of you that I madly respect, that I think we could bring value to each other, and like, do you want to be my friend? And would you, we don't even all live near each other, so like, would you want to do like coffee Zoom dates, and could we have honest conversation and ask each other hard questions and actually pray when we say we're going to pray and be like real friends, because I cannot leave everything behind without having something like this. And so it started with like the 7 of us, and the more that so I did like a Team Brave retreat, and I did fly them all in, and we had a couple days together, and then it was text threads and whatever, but I would obviously talk about it, I would post about it, and of course, women were like, I need that. I need Team Brave, and I'm like, well, you can't have my Team Brave, but you should have a Team Brave, So I at least started this Facebook group where I was like, because my heart was always like, it was awesome. God really promoted it. Well, I want to be careful how I say this. So God partnered with us, and we partnered with him, and we put our faith and our works together. Okay. And through that, we had open doors, promotion, and opportunity and influence in the company and stages. And when I prayed and I said, God, it's really hard, honestly speaking, it's hard for me to lay down this microphone. It's 350 kids a week, but I love it. I love it. And he was like, you don't even know what I'm going to give you in exchange for this. I'm going to 10x your impact and your influence. I'm going to 100x your impact and your influence, but you have to trust me, and it will look different. And so I started with Team Brave in a Facebook group and hanging out, and that was the place I could really shine bright and talk about Jesus, right? When I got to get on my stage for my business, I can reference things and I shine bright and I bring value and I help them build their business, but they go, there's something different about her. There's something, what is it? I can invite them to be part of Team Brave. And so they can come and see and experience vulnerability and authenticity and I just kind of am not really afraid to say, hey, it's messy over here right now, so you can come closer, or maybe you don't have the capacity right now, but this is where we're at. But I lead myself out loud. And so I don't just share my mess, and so this is what I've found in the Word today. And so this is my prayer for today. And maybe you need that prayer today too. And maybe this. And I'm not afraid. I really believe that women are looking for someone to call them higher. For someone to see in them greatness that they don't see, and to call it out of them, and to have hard conversations and ask hard questions. And that's what that group is. Not that I do one-on-one in there because it's a large group, but I try to really call people to rise because, I joined this, in an effort to get resources when I was going through everything with my daughter. I tried to join some Facebook groups, right? I'm like, help me, show me what works, tell me what you're doing, how do I help? They were god-awful groups, right? All they were these groups where women would go to vent about their child, look for excuses for their own poor behavior, be affirmed that it's okay that they're doing the best they can when what they're doing is not acceptable and they're not taking responsibility for themselves and the way they're showing up in their home or the way that they're equipping themselves for the situation that they're in. And I was like, I cannot be part of this. And I have said, do not let me get away with my behavior on my worst day. Look at me and tell me that I'm better than that. Look at me and say, your kid deserves for you to step up to the plate. No, you didn't think you could handle it. No, it feels like you can't handle it, but God does not give it. Well, that's not even biblical. I'm not going to say God doesn't give us what we can't handle, but I will say he gives us opportunities to invite him in, and what is impossible through us is possible with him, right?